guys. My name is Macy Reed. I am a junior in high school. This is my second year being an ambassador for 4-H and my 5th year in 4-H. And today I'm going to read a book called Fantastic Farm Machines by Cris Peterson, and then the photography is by David Lundquist. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. When Grandpa farmed with horses and one-bottom plows, it was tough, back-breaking down work. So when the first tractors became available, Grandpa bought one right away. He loved farm machinery. Today our family uses all kinds of machines to help us farm. Tractors and planters, choppers and just plows. We have a special machine for almost every job we do. Tractors. Tractors are the most important machines on our farm. We have an old tractor we use for grading the road. We use another tractor with 8 huge wheels for field work. It is so fast and powerful that it can pull a plow through an acre of land in less than 5 minutes. The wheel wells are so big you can almost stand in them. Chisel plows. A chisel plow turns the soil over to the sunshine. It is pulled behind our biggest tractor and helps make the fields ready for planting. Everyone in our family loves to plow because the earth smells so good and we can imagine the crops growing as we work. Corn planter. Our corn planter plants 12 rows of perfectly spaced seeds at a time. It is pulled by a tractor that has a computer to show us exactly how much seed we are using per acre. Each tiny kernel or seed travels through a maze of metal, discs, and tubes until it drops into the ground. A packing wheel then covers the seed with dirt. Grain drill. Our grain drill plants wheat, oats, soybeans, and other crops. The tiny seed sifts through the metal plates and plastic tubes to land in narrow, nearly invisible rows in the soil. Instead of separate wild rows like the ones the corn planter makes, we end up with an unbroken blanket of green plants. Irrigation pivot. An irrigation pivot sprays thousands of gallons of water onto a circle of plants up to half a mile wide. With its silver tubing and long arching arms, this machine looks like the skeleton wing of a huge prehistoric bird. When you fly over cropland in the west of a clear summer day, you can see hundreds of green circles on the ground made by irrigation pivots. The abundant water really makes the corn grow. Crop sprayer. A crop sprayer has 4 tall wheels that help it roll through the rows of plants growing up to 6 feet high. The computer in the sprayer cab controls the amount of spray applied to our crops. We scout the fields for pests and diseases before we spray. When we apply the proper type and quantity of chemicals, the plants are protected from insects and weeds. Mower conditioner. Cutting hay is one of my favorite jobs on the farm. The alfalfa and clover blossoms smell heavenly. Haying used to be an all-summer job that included countless trips through the field to cut and process the hay. Now our mower conditioner cuts, crushes, and piles the hay in one big pass. Chopper. If the weather is sunny, we chop our hay the day after we cut it. The damp hay looks like grass clippings. It is blown into a wagon or a truck. This haylage is dumped into a gigantic pile that grows like a green mountain out of nowhere. Then it is packed down and covered with white plastic to be saved for winter feeding. Combine. A combine looks like a small house moving across the land. This machine does several jobs at once. It cuts the corn, wheat, and oats. It beats the grain out of its husk. It blows the waste away and then transfers the grain to a grain box or hopper. Manure spreader. Where there are cows, pigs, or horses, there is manure. We spread all the manure from our cows onto the fields for fertilizer. Our spreader is pulled by a tractor. The spreader digs the manure right into the fields. The manure enriches the soil and helps our corn and hay to grow. Skid steer. Our skid steer is a mini loader that can turn on a dime and has bendable jointed arms that attach to assorted buckets, forks, and scrapers. It hauls, cleans, and lifts. It spins, pushes, and pulls. We have 2 skid steers that are used all day, scooping feed and cleaning barns. They make our chores so much easier. If Grandpa were here today, he'd be amazed at all the big machines we used to farm his land. I know he'd love to drive our skid steers, and he'd spend hours on our huge 8-wheel tractor. Today we grow over 1,000 acres of crops, including corn, soybeans, and alfalfa. Whether we are plowing or planting, cutting or chopping, lifting or loading, there are machines for all the job machines Grandpa could never have even dreamed of. And that's all today. Thank you guys. Have a good day.